implementation, Madam Speaker, for the good work that they have done. First and foremost, this problem started with a circular that was written by PPRA, Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, indicating that every government or state organ must procure through the e-government procurement. Now, the committee has actually gone further because the House had already annulled that particular circular and has identified that there's another circular from the CS for Treasury and another one from the head of public service on the same, continuing to go against the law. Madam Speaker, it's important that we confirm that a circular is actually a statutory instrument. And Madam Speaker, it's important that we note that the definition of a subsidiary legislation under the statutory instrument is very broad. And it talks about a rule, an order, a regulation, a direction, a form, tariff of costs or fees, letters patent, commission, warrant, proclamation, bylaw, resolution, guidelines, or other statutory instruments issued, made, or established in the execution of a power conferred by or under an act of Parliament. Madam Speaker, the circular, therefore, by a strict reading of that definition, is actually a statutory instrument. And there is power conferred in every law to regulatory making authorities so that they can be able to make regulations. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, they must be following the law, the parent law. In this case, the parent law is the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, which clearly defines that you can do procurement in two ways. You can either procure manually or procure electronically. Now, it is surprising that the CS, the head of PPRA, and the head of public service can decide to outlaw a law. If the law says that you can procure manually, who are they to make a decision and say that if you procure manually, you have broken the law? So, Madam Speaker, it's important that to note that Article 94 of the Constitution, 94.5 of the Constitution says nobody, no person other than Parliament has the power to make provision having effect of law. So basically what they are doing is basically breaching the Constitution and also the laws that are already there. So I want to request that the CS must respect the rule of law. The CS must respect Parliament, considering CS is actually an expert in the executive who has drawn his expertise from Parliament. Why would he suddenly start despising the House that trained him for him to become an expert? So, Madam Speaker, I think it is important that the executive respects the House. Madam Speaker, as I finish, even the Ministry of Education is also becoming notorious for issuing circulars that have force of law. And recently we invited the CS for Education to come and explain a circular that he had done. And Madam Speaker, I was shocked in a response that is in writing that has been sent to this House. He says that his circular is not made pursuant to any written law, but it is made pursuant to general executive power. Madam Speaker, I think there is an outrageous belief in the executive that they have some general executive power to do anything and everything they want. This House must stand firm. We are going to support the committee's the recommendation that we annul, and any other circular that they purport to present to citizens of this country, we shall also annul. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Dr. John Mutunga, member for Tigania West. Is it on this one or on T? On the next one. The Honorable Peter Salasya, member for Mumias East.
I'm here. Madam Speaker, I stand here in solidarity with the report that has been presented by the committee, and I have enough reasons to support that report. And maybe before I speak, there are my reservation that I would want to speak to the Treasury or the CS of the Treasury, John Mbadi, that Parliament is powerful. We are the people's representative. And whatever we speak here in the House, we are speaking on the behalf of millions because the Constitution gives us that power. And there is no any way that as a CS, you can wake up with the regulations that does not resonate with the situation of this country. We remember even the President promised this country with the internet connectivity. for the entire country. But up to today, that internet is nowhere. So there is no any way, even up to now, there are areas that even to make a phone call, you have to climb on a tree to make a phone because of the connectivity. And also remember, there was also a report that was supposed to be put across, whereby they were doing the report to know how this EGP can work. And there were counties like the Busia, Elgeyo Marakwet, to see if this thing can work. But that report has never been worked on. And even that, it showed that the Busia County and Elgeyo Marakwet that were given us the feasibility study to enhance, to see if this e-procurement can work, it was never accomplished. Even these counties, everything has been paralyzed for the last 6 months, since July. Nothing is happening in this country. They are lying to the country people that this EGP is going to work against the corruption. But there's nothing like corruption being worked there. You look at even the counties right now, they are only been receiving salaries from July, August up to now. We are now in the second quarter. Nothing is happening because no one is ready to use the EGP, or they are not being prepared to use it. So I want to ask the government not to rush things and get them wrong. The way they are getting wrong with the SHA is the same way they are getting wrong with this EGP. We are asking them to nullify everything and listen to the report of this House so that we can make sure that this country is moving down. Madam Speaker, if we are not going to make our statement to be heard, then I think we are not going to be doing justice for this country. It is high time that we take the necessary action against the CS, so that if he fails again to allow the procurement to proceed, then we have to make sure that we impeach this CS so that he can know that is not above everyone. Even the president is number 5, and this House comes number 2, according to the Constitution. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving this.
The Honorable Beatrice Adagala, member for Vihiga County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to speak on the report of the delegated committee. I want to thank the committee for doing a very good job, and we want to ensure that this report is supported at whatever cost. Madam Speaker, when you talk of internet coverage, most of our villages are not compliant. In some areas, even as far as my county, Vihiga, some people, when they want to talk on internet, on phone, they have to go to the highest places, the hills, the trees, and other places. Internet is not covered there. So when you talk of us using internet all over, it is not workable. Therefore, this will be discriminating against women who will want to do tenders with the government. This will be discriminating the youth who are not able to access internet to do business with the government. I therefore, on that note, Madam Speaker, the report by the committee should be followed to the latter. I support that report with all my body parts. It should remain the way it is. Madam Speaker, let us not discriminate. Let us not take other Kenyans for granted. Let every Kenyan enjoy, whether they have internet or not. I don't think the ministry should dictate to this House what should be done. Those circulars, I therefore want to support it with all my body parts. Thank you.